back at it again here at the Black Girl Book Fair. We took a little bit of a break. Unfortunately, I ate a slice of pizza and my jaw popped. This is the most I have spoken in ages. So, you know. Segment is all about monsters and myths, and we will be talking with Ayana Gray, and soon we will be joined.
Hello.
Amanda.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
So overwhelming. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've been popping in and I'm like, this is like so good. Like everybody's doing so good.
Thank you. Oh my
And
gosh.
your last one, you told me like you did so well. Like you were doing well in there. You were killing it.
Ooh, okay. Because I did not prepare. I was like, well,
No, I'm sitting here. I got my note cards and I'm like, I guess I'm just real type A because I was like, nobody have note cards. My memory is terrible. I was like, okay, all right.
yeah, I'm like, let the universe just guide me. I've slept like 3 hours every night for the last 3 nights. Crazy.
Damn. What have you been doing? Like, have you just been busy?
Preparing, building this fair out.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well, you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Thank you. Every time I say your name, I say like Amanda reads, like how like Amanda, please. Is that how
Mhm.
you?
Huh?
Is that how you say your username? Is it like Amanda reads, or is it like
No,
Amanda?
yeah, I just do Amanda Reads, but I just let everybody,
Okay.
do whatever they want though. So like,
Oh,
I love that. Because my like
free will.
other page is like Amanda Please. So it is a play on like Amanda Show. So I'm like, do whatever y'all want.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So it is a play on it because yeah, every time I see it, I'm like, oh, Amanda reads. Okay. So let's see if we have um. Let's see if Ayana is in here yet. Oh, yes, she is. Okay. Okay, I just sent the invite to join. Um, so before we get started, tell the people about you.
This is such a hard question. Okay. I mean, like, okay. Hi guys. I'm Amanda. I am a content creator. I have two pages. One is just like really pop culture and shit talking, and the other one is like books mixed with shit talking. Because that's like the one thing I just can't, get away from it. So yeah, my book content is really more I would say personality based because sometimes I'm always in a reading slump and I did want to still create content. And so I started talking about like how it feels to be in a reading slump and hey, I'm not reading and like, just opinions on the reader space. So that gives me something to do when I'm like unfortunately not reading.
Hmm. Okay, you
Yeah.
said unfortunately. It's okay.
Yeah, like no, because I sometimes the slump lasts too long and I'm like, it's been enough. Like
Yeah,
I genuinely want to read something, but like I don't know. It just won't let I just can't.
felt. I have to like emotionally vibe. Um,
Yeah.
page, yeah, and then
Yes. Or like sometimes my mind needs to be like clear and I also have like anxiety. So everything sets me off, especially stuff in real life. So when real life is like lifing, oh, I'm not reading anything.
mm, yes,
Yeah.
heavily felt.
Yeah.
Reading can be an escape, but like yeah, if you have like heavy things on your mind and you're trying to read, sometimes it's just too much of like
Yeah.
what you're looking at. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I think I've added Ayana. So please, I'm gonna let y'all do your thing.
Okay.
What or did I? I think I did. Why is it not popping up?
Come on, Instagram. Don't do this.
Uh-oh, it said she's unable to join. Okay, let's try again. Um, let's try it again. Um, I wonder why. Invite, invited. Oh, hi.
Hi.
I wonder. Came in. Woo! Woo!
Hi. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, good. I was like, I'm here.
Oh. How are you? I'm like standing fangirling. I'm gonna turn off my
Right.
camera and cry like after y'all get.
Oh, you both look beautiful.
You as well.
There's like a glow. You both have a glow. Like the light is just right.
It's the
The
melanin
hair is
with
the
all of
hair is
Right.
beautiful. Ah,
working within all of us. But yes, this is your moderator Amanda, and she's gonna
Hi.
get you right because I'm so excited. Like I grew up loving Greek mythology. And then as I grew older, I'm like, wait a minute, I want to also know about like African mythology and like expand my horizons. And so I feel like you have like combined the best of all worlds. So all right,
yeah.
I'm gonna turn off my camera and let y'all get into it.
Okay. So honored
Okay.
to be here with New York Times bestselling author Ayana Gray. So thank you for having me. I do have my note cards because my memory is terrible. Okay. So
You're
that's what
good.
I'm going to be looking at. Okay. So the first question, this is not only a question that I had, but also a question that readers Alicia, Milani, and Diana had, which is of course, like why Medusa? Like what made you want to choose that retelling?
Ooh, well, thank you for that question, and also thank you for having me on. I'm so happy to be here. Um, okay, so I grew up loving Greek mythology. I feel like everybody has a phase. Mine just never went away. I've always loved Greek mythology, but I was actually more interested in the monsters from those stories. I wasn't as interested in the
Mm,
heroes. And Medusa's just been one of my favorite figures from Greek mythology. She's
mhm.
this female character who is just iconic. Like we see her in pop culture. She is in the Wonder Woman comics that I've got on my shelf. She is the logo for Versace. Like people who know nothing about Greek mythology know who Medusa is, and
Yes.
she's intriguing, but we only see her as this monster. And so
Hmm.
I'm always curious about how did people get to how did a person get to what we know them for, what's their backstory. So she'd always interested me. And then a few years ago, I was researching and I found out that there were some scholars who believed that Medusa could have been an African woman, that she could have lived on the northern coast of Africa. And I was like, what? And immediately, like as soon as I thought about her as
Hmm.
African, and we know Africa is a huge continent. There are all sorts of ethnicities and skin types and phenotypes. But for me, I'm thinking African woman. I'm thinking about a woman who looks like me, and it just changed the way I saw her, and it changed my perspective, and I saw all these ways that I can relate her experience to what it's like to be a black girl and a black woman, and it just took off from there.
Yes, that's so amazing. And also too so I wasn't super into Greek mythology growing up, but I have always heard of Medusa and I've always heard
Mhm.
negativity. And then it wasn't until I got older where people were like, no, like this is what happened to her. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? The propaganda was crazy because I was like, they just made it seem like she woke up one day and was just mean and terrible for no reason.
Yep. Yep. And there are
That's
different versions of her story, but the one that's most
hmm
popular is the version where we know that content warning, she's the victim of violence, a particular kind
yes.
of violence.
Hmm. Yes, definitely. And the second question, sorry, my handwriting is terrible. Amanda, what's going on? Okay. Uh, so what drew you to fantasy? Like the genre. So like there's so many, different genres, and I'm always interested to know like when someone chooses a one and they're like, this is the one, this is my thing. Like what made you want, and I love fantasy by the way, but like yeah, what made you go with that genre?
I think as a writer, you tend to write what you enjoy reading, and I've just always liked fantasy, right? Like, people don't think about it this way, but the first chapter book that I can ever remember reading was Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web is
Oh,
it's fantasy, y'all.
that's
It's a fantasy novel.
true.
People don't think about it, but it's a fantasy
Nah.
novel. And I've always, I think it's because I was an imaginative kid, and fantasy lets me use my imagination. It lets me ask why not, why and why not, and also what
Yeah.
if. And I like that. So I write what I like to read.
True. And I think that like what you said is so true. Like if you had a crazy wild imagination when you were young, like fantasy is your genre. Like that's
Yeah.
the genre. We
Yeah.
have another reader. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. You're fine.
Okay. We have another reader question. Jazzy wants to know, did you relate to your version of Medusa at all?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Um, I think there's a little piece of myself in every story that I write, every character. I'm not just like Medi, um, but I think most people, particularly most women, can relate to what it's like to be in that awkward in between where you're like an adolescent, but you're on the cusp of adulthood, and some people are looking
Yeah.
at you like you're an adult, even though you don't feel like an adult, and it's
Yes.
uncomfortable, and you're not necessarily making the smartest choices because you don't know better. And
Hmm.
so this book was very much my kind of like me writing to that like 17, 18-year-old Ayana, who thought she was grown, thought she knew what she was doing. Like I very much was like, I'm an adult now, but I wasn't. I
Yeah.
wasn't. And like I think the world is so hard on young women. Like we are, and even the feedback I've gotten on I, Medusa, people are like,
Yeah.
Maddie, so why does she keep making all these bad choices? I'm like, because she's 17. Y'all are treating her
Yeah.
like an adult, and she's not an adult yet. Um,
Yeah.
she's naive. She's sheltered. She's been sheltered all her life. And then y'all know what it's
Hmm.
like when you've been at home with your parents and your family, and then suddenly you get your first big girl job, or you go to college, and suddenly the world expects you to know what's up, and you don't. So
Yes.
that's kind of my reaction to how I feel about that. I'm very protective of especially young black girls and women.
Yeah, and I think it's also so interesting, like when you've been treated like you were an adult since you were young. Because I did think that I was grown, but I also the adults around me were like, "You're so wise for your age, and you have so much wisdom." So like that fed into it. And then when I
Yeah.
made dumbass decisions as a young girl, it's like you should know better. And I'm like, as
Yes.
when I got older and I look back, I'm so mad because I'm like, how was I supposed to know better if I didn't experience? You know what I'm saying? It's such a weird cycle where it's like I'm being praised for being, having to grow up too young because of trauma, but like then I'm like being a kid, I'm being my age and I'm getting punished for it. It's such a
Yep.
weird, yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
So I'm
And
so glad you said that.
there are studies, I wish I could pull some up, but there are studies that show particularly black children are treat the language that's used to describe them, the way they are treated when they misbehave in school, whatever, they are
Yeah.
treated like they are older. So I don't want to disclose or not disclose. I don't want to dismiss like other people's experiences, but I'm a black girl. I have a little brother and a little
Yeah.
sister. So I'm speaking from what I have seen and what I
Yes.
know. I know that grown men were trying to talk to me when I was like 15, and I'm like, I'm just a kid.
Yes.
It feels
Yes.
so weird.
And I look like a kid. Like, there's no way. Like, I look like a child. And also, an added layer, like me being plus size, like, it did make me look older. Some pictures, though, because the clothing, and we could talk about that in a whole nother. The clothing for plus size little girls was crazy. But, like, this
Oh yeah,
grown man that's like 60 looking at me, and I'm just like, what is going on right now? Like, I feel
yeah,
uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable. Like, it's just so weird.
yeah. It's the some of the age, like I'm seeing in the comments people who've experienced it as young as 12. Like it's really wild. And so anyway, I feel like as a community we know that this goes on, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of blame that's put on the women, the girls. We saw this. I've talked about the fact that Aaliyah was a major inspiration for me,
Yes.
because we normalized her abuse while she was alive, and we're talking about it
Hmm.
now, but there was no one to protect her at the time. So this is something,
Exactly.
it's in our community. And so I'm a fantasy writer, and my thing was, how do I take this genre that I love while also talking about something that's important to me?
Yeah. No, I love that so much. And also, too, I want to hold space for the comments. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, me
To
too.
everybody who's experienced that at such a young age, I'm so sorry. Okay. I know it's
No,
not my apology to give out because me too, but like, so sorry you guys had to
but
even experience that.
I'm sorry too, but I want to take it into a positive too. The good thing is I think our generation and the generations coming up are so much
Yes.
more equipped. We're talking about it.
Yes.
We're calling out the behavior when we see it. We're not letting it slide. And so I have hope that some of this is not, it's never going to stop completely, but the tolerance for it is going down. So none of
Yes.
you, you're not alone in it. It's never too late to talk about it and find a community to support you. But this is why these books matter, not just mine, but this is why these stories matter, because they open a door for us to have these conversations.
I'm so, yes, I agree 1000%. And then I'm going to go into the next question, which
Sorry,
is,
sorry, I
no, no,
sidetracked
no,
us.
like, I'm just trying to segue, okay? Because I can spend all day. Like, this is a great, we don't talk about it, especially in the Black community. We don't talk about it. And I think we've just started to talk about it. And I'm so glad. But my heart also breaks for the people who have died and passed away with that secret. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, like, I wish we would have got there a little bit quicker for them, you know? Um,
Yeah.
but like, what, sorry, what was the most difficult part of writing I, Medusa for you?
Um, I was really afraid of how people would receive me making Medusa black.
Ooh.
Um, And when I say afraid, we know how the internet can be. And unfortunately, we're in a very politically divisive time. We're in an age when people do really unhinged things like dox and
Yes.
stalk people and harm. I mean, we know that people, authors have been like physically assaulted.
Yes.
Another author, my publisher, lost his eye, y'all. He was harmed permanently. He does not have an eye anymore because a reader didn't like something he wrote. So I was concerned about what taking this character who we have always seen as a white person or a monster and making her black. I talked to my
Yeah.
agent, I talked to my publisher, and I said, we have to prepare for anything. We just have to be ready because if it could go to the wrong
Yeah.
far right leaning thing and blow up and um,
Yeah.
so I was nervous about that. What I tried to do to prepare is I did a ton of research. I talked to professors. I reached out to a Greek cartographer, like literally a man in Greece, and just tried to arm myself. I mean, and this is an experience, again, I think Black women understand when you walk into certain spaces and you know you're going to get questioned, you know that it's going to be twice as hard on you. So what do? You come, like if somebody else is performing at a 9, you're going to perform at an 11. So I'm going to do all the research. I'm going to have a bibliography. I'm going to have my sources ready to go, so that I can defend any choice that I make, any changes that I make. So it's not just, oh, this is a woke book.
Yeah.
That's how I handled it.
Wow. And you know what's crazy? I didn't even think about that. Like I was thinking you were gonna give the answer like, just like diving into the character, but the fact that you even had to worry about that, which is like very real, because yes, and people are crazy. Like the racism goes so deep that it's not even a thing where they're like, you know what, it's just not for me. They want you like gone. They
Yeah,
want to physically, you know what I'm saying? And that's it's just so crazy to me. And it's
yeah.
unfortunate. Like I hate it. I really hate it.
I mean, Gladiator 2 came out, I guess it was last year, and Denzel Washington is in that movie. Denzel Washington, one of the most accomplished and talented actors we have. And the
Hmm.
way people were so angry about a black person
Yeah.
existing in
Yes.
ancient Rome, even when they had
Yes.
historians saying black people were there,
Like they
Africa and
don't
Greece,
care.
and
They
we're
don't
not
care about
that.
the facts. No,
No,
they care
no,
about their facts. They're like, no, they weren't there in my mind. So no, this is not
yeah,
true.
yeah. And
Even
so I'm,
Annabeth from Percy Jackson, that girl, and for her to be so young and to get that backlash, I felt so. I was online defending her. Like I was online on my phone screaming into my
yeah,
camera. I was like, guys, and she was such a young child. Like I mean, well, we've seen it so many like
we saw
Halle
it with,
Bailey with the Little
yeah,
Mermaid.
Little Mermaid. Yeah,
It's
so
a mermaid.
I'm seeing all of this while I'm writing I Medusa, so that's why it was in my head.
Oh
Because
yes,
it's like
yeah,
every time a black person dares to exist in a space that we just haven't seen it yet, there's
yeah,
backlash. Somebody was talking about Rue in the Hunger Games. I mean, we can pull out
yes.
examples, and
So many.
meanwhile, I grew up with Brandy as my Cinderella, so I'm like, I don't know what y'all are
Hmm.
talking about.
Like exactly. Like
What do you
oh my
mean?
god, it's insane. It really is. But I'm just so happy that like you said, this generation and like us, like we're pushing back. I think
Mhm.
there was a time where it was like, okay, well this is just how it is, and now we're like, fuck that. This is not how it's gonna be. This is not how it's gonna continue to be. And I love that so much.
Thank you. It was scary, but I think the moral of the story was you have to follow your heart and trust yourself. Because the thing is, I was like, oh, maybe white people will say I can't connect to this version of Medusa, but you
Hmm.
know what? I've had grown men, I've had, you know, teenage girls. I've had people from all walks of life find a way to connect with the story, which means that it is something that everybody can connect to. You don't have to, I mean, this is why representation from different faces and different lives is
Hmm.
important because you can see what you start to
Exactly.
have in common with people.
Yeah. And that's so funny because white people can't connect to this version of Medusa, but can connect to a lightning wielding dragon rider. Okay, please. Please. Yeah, you got a dragon? Show me. Show me the dragon. Where are you keeping it?
Relatable,
Like,
relatable.
the next question is, was there anything you came to terms with yourself while writing this book? So like sometimes I'll read a book and I'm like, hey, like maybe I'm still mad at my sister about this thing, or like I'm like, maybe I haven't healed from this, thing that I thought I was good with, but since I read it in a page, I'm irrationally mad at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't talked about this very much, but when I was in high school, one of my friends was actually, we were 15. She was seeing somebody who was much older. She was actually sneaking off campus to meet with this person. Very much illegal, very much, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not going to use any words that would get us flagged,
Hmm.
but it was not okay. And
Yeah.
I carried a lot of guilt for not, because at the time I was just like, oh no, you're going to get in trouble for sneaking off campus. Like that was my concern.
Yeah.
Not really the fact that this 15-year-old girl was going off to meet with a grown man and I didn't
Yeah.
stop it. And I felt guilty about that. Like, but again, like I'm
Yeah.
like, so to answer your question, like I gave myself some forgiveness because again, you don't know what you don't know. You didn't even have
Yeah.
I didn't even have the language to even know what to say. I didn't want to get my friend
Yeah.
in trouble. Like she really thought she loved him, so I didn't want to, you know, mess that up. Like I didn't know. And so it's been really cathartic to give myself some forgiveness and to have more empathy, like I said, for girls, women kind of in that awkward age.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you gave yourself that forgiveness because also too, I don't know about you, but for me, I didn't have certain conversations. I had to learn things as I went. Like I think a lot of black parents will say, "Don't have sex," and that's it. They don't
Yeah,
say, "Oh, hey, like this is how to spot a predator. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it. Don't let anybody convince you." You know what I'm saying? Love bombing. Like these things are not explained. So, like you said, the realest thing was I'm just like, I don't want to get my friend in trouble. She's not
yeah,
supposed to be sneaking off. She's not supposed to be dating this grown ass man. That wasn't
yeah.
even, so and it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, a lot of like the messaging was like, don't wear short clothes, like you'll attract the wrong
Yeah,
attention, instead of it being like the lesson goes on the men to leave young girls alone. Like
exactly.
the responsibility was placed on me. And you know, you can't, this is generational stuff. This is what my parents were taught by their parents, who were taught by their
Yeah,
parents. So you have to break some generational cycles, but
yeah,
it's made me, it also, and this is what I hope people who read the book feel too, it's made me, when I see news headlines where the woman is being called certain names, slut, bitch, whatever, I immediately am skeptical. Not because it's not always
yeah,
true, but I'm like, which, is there a man who's benefiting from this narrative?
yeah,
So it makes me look at the world differently.
yeah. No, definitely. I agree 1000%. I have a quote here that's from the book. It says, "We let each other sit in grief for the lives we had, for the girls we could have been if the world were kinder." That is such a powerful quote, and I just kind of want to know a little bit about that. Like, I don't even know what I'm asking. Like, I guess, how did you feel when you put that banger in? Like, did
Yeah.
you say, "Yeah, I ate this up"? You know what I mean? I know they're gonna love. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
no,
did that?
no,
But
no.
yeah, like it's just so powerful. Like, especially because we don't get to, again, like we said before, we don't get to have these conversations. So like, yeah, kind of how did you feel about, that line?
Well, thank you for that. Like, I write and don't know what's gonna work. Like, I find out when readers
Mhm.
send the quotes, and they're like, "I love
Well,
this."
keep doing it.
I have to stay. I have to. I don't know. Like, I'm always afraid right until put the book out. I'm like, I don't know if anyone's gonna get it. I hope people get it, but
Mhm.
um, I think too, like, and I think this is something probably people on here can relate to. You might know it too. Like, there is a grief. You know, when we were talking earlier about the first time like a grown man approaches you like you're not a child, I think there's like a grief, whether you realize it or not, that comes with that moment where you're like, I'm no longer a little kid anymore. Like the innocence is gone.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't want the loss of Medi's innocence to be tied to sex because I don't like that idea of being pure and clean if you're a virgin, and if you have sex, you're no longer pure and clean. Her loss of innocence comes when something happens in the book. I'm not going to spoil it, but it comes later. But I think, yeah, there's a loss of innocence that happens to us all, boys too.
Yeah.
um non-binary folks too, it happens, and there's a grief that comes with that. So I wanted to hold space for what that feels like when you are like, I don't have my innocence anymore, and you're processing it. Sometimes I think it happens and then you don't realize it till a few months or years even later,
Yeah.
like, oh, that I don't have my innocence anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I can remember being a kid and thinking the world was a safe place and feeling like all the adults
Yeah.
around me were safe and there were no bad people in the world. And then you have
Yes.
the moment when you're like, oh, there are actually really dangerous people in the world and it's not safe out here.
Yeah.
And it's sad. So that's, I
Yeah.
think, what that line was for.
Yeah, what no, that and that's so true. And I think we've all had that moment, regardless of like any like we've all had that moment. Like, cause I used to think like, yeah, like everything, like I didn't even think like certain childhood things were so bad. And I get older and I'm like, I'm hearing people talk about their childhood and I'm like, hey, I didn't have that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You didn't get in trouble for just lounging around and being a kid. I'm like, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, and I'm like, I didn't even know some of my childhood was like, I didn't get to be innocent in a kid. And I'm like, damn, like and that's why as an adult, I'm so like, I promote finding your inner child. And that's what I've been doing. And it's
Absolutely.
been the greatest thing ever. Like certain thing, like I was watching the Hannah Montana special with my sister and I'm like, this is great. I'm crying. I'm like, this is so
Girl,
amazing. And I'm like, it was so healing.
protect your inner child. And
Yeah.
I've talked with my spouse about this. Like, it's never too late to rediscover your inner child. um
Yes.
I'm such a Disney kid. Disney, I can watch a Disney movie and still find like immense joy.
Yeah.
I listen to the Princess and the Frog soundtrack and dance around my house.
Yes.
Like, embrace. Especially, I keep going back to it. Like, Black girls, we have to be
Yes.
tough. We have to have it together, whatever. And I'm like, as I move into my 30s, I'm really trying to buck that and just and
Yeah.
find whimsy, do crochet, go look at birds outside, dance around. Like, you deserve that joy. I
Yes.
think the world tells us that we can't have it. So yeah.
1,000. No, agree. I'm just gonna say 1,000% agree every single time you speak. So yeah, 1,000% agree. So the next question is: so how is your new book, Hawk and Sparrow, which comes out September 1st, I believe? How is it different from I, Medusa, or how is it similar in ways that we might not, think?
Okay, this ties in perfectly. So, I'm Medusa. I'm not spoiling in case anybody hasn't read it yet, but I'm Medusa is a heavy book, right? It's still a book I love, but it is heavy. The topics are heavy, and so I knew after I finished that book that I wanted to write something more lighthearted with a little more levity. And I thought about like movie/book like Howl's Moving Castle. Like, when I think of whimsy,
Mhm.
think of stuff like Howl's Moving Castle, and I love Howl's Moving Castle, but there are like no black people that I can remember, at least in the film especially. And I'm like, I want a black girl to get to have like what Sophie
Yeah.
has, the whimsical sorcerer. And so Hawk and Sparrow is my answer to that.
Hmm.
So, and if anybody has watched The Gilded Age on HBO and knows Peggy, the reporter, the black reporter, The Gilded Age is,
Hmm.
I love that show because they are showing black people in the historical 1800s, and they're not slaves. They are showing the black elite, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. But it's so it's that's another inspiration. But um if you so imagine like a reporter, struggling newspaper, needs money to keep her newspaper from going under, agrees with the sorcerer to help prove his innocence in a local scandal in exchange for the money she needs. But the catch is, In order to infiltrate high society and help prove his innocence, they have to pretend that they are courting each other. So,
Oh.
so it's a little bit of romance, some historical like ball gowns and the fun stuff, and then a murder mystery. So it's all these different things and cozy. It's very cozy. So
Mhm.
very different from My Medusa, but still, I think insecure black girl at the center of it. So I write myself into every.
Okay. No, that's real. That's real. And yeah, you ate that up. I already know. It's 5 stars. I already projected 5 stars. I already know. Just from the sound of that, like, yeah, yes. 1000% agree. Like I said, before. So the next question is, so what does your writing process look like when you're working on that first draft?
I'm a terrible drafter. I'm a much better reviser. So drafting with a blank page is the hardest part. And then I can take a really bad draft and make it better. I try to write Monday through Friday, 9 to 12. That's it. I don't write all day
Okay.
long. I can get 3 meaningful hours in a day and be consistent. That's enough for me.
Hmm.
So I push through that ugly draft, and then the rest of it's just it's like a sculpture where you're kind of sculpting away, trying to
Yeah.
get rid of the excess clay to get to what you're trying to say. So
Mhm.
it took me like 2 years to write I Medusa because I had a really bad draft, and then I like worked
Okay.
on it and it was a little better, and then a little better, and
Hmm.
then a little better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's nice. Um, Sorry again. Can't read my handwriting. Just, bear with me 1 second.
We're just
I must have
vibing.
written this in the dark.
And
Okay.
while you're looking, I just want to say I'm seeing the comments, y'all, and I really, really appreciate that this feels like a conversation. It feels like everybody is speaking up.
Yes.
Like, I love this. So thank you.
I love this too. It's like a sleepover. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you know, I don't know, unless somebody says no, it's not. I think it is.
The
So,
next step is a
is
retreat.
there? Hmm?
The next step is a retreat. We got to get a black girl book club.
No. Ooh, definitely. I think that would be so amazing. And I'll bring my microphone. I have like a segment that I do where I interview people with my microphone. Everybody loves the mic. I think that would be a really good idea. Okay, Black Girl Book Fair
Please,
Retreat.
I'm putting it into the existence. Can we get a
Putting it
retreat?
into the
We all go to the
air.
lake house and have like a whimsical time with little,
Yes.
like, I'm just saying.
Yep. No, I love it. Okay, I found it. Is there anything you can tell us about what you are currently working on?
Ooh, okay. So Hawk and Sparrow's obviously done. Um, I'm always like behind. Like what I'm working on is not going to come out until next year. So a lot of people asked me if there was going to be a sequel to I Medusa. There can't be a sequel to I Medusa. It ends. Not going to spoil it. It ends very definitively. But there is another figure from history that I am like kind of obsessed with. And so I'm writing a story about her, and there's mythology again. It's not exactly the
Ooh.
same kind of mythology, but it is. There's mythology and meddling gods interfering with her as well. But I'm excited because I have not seen a whole lot of stories written about this particular person. She
Ooh.
she is like a really big deal, but her story has kind of been hidden by, as usual, like some powerful forces that do
Mhm.
not want her story to get out. Some of you that
Yeah.
are history people are like, you might guess who it is, but I'm really excited because I just think she's a badass
Mm.
figure.
Okay, I'm gonna do a deep dive and I'm gonna go on Google after this and I'm gonna find out and I'm gonna see.
It's
But no,
not
that's amazing.
Cleopatra. It's not
Okay.
Cleopatra, but I would get up if I could. There's a Cleopatra book that just came out by a black author, Cleopatra fantasy
Yes.
novel. Sarah El Arifi, my really good friend,
Hmm.
black British author. So if y'all are looking for a Cleopatra book, that's the one.
Oh, yes. And we love that. Yes, plug in your friend. We love that so much. And I have a game of this or that, but I don't know how much time we have.
I'm good.
Check
You
it. Okay.
yeah. If we have
Okay.
to get off, we can get off. But I'm good.
Okay. So first, music when writing or silence.
Silence. I like brown noise. Like
Okay.
I have these on, and I have brown noise.
Okay. Nice. Okay, outline or just start writing. But I think I know by what you. Okay, you
Out,
go. Sorry, I don't know.
I outline. I've got to outline or I get stuck.
Okay, paperback or hardcover.
Hardcover.
Okay, I mean I do. I don't prefer one. Okay, this is not my question actually, but first draft or finished draft.
Oh, finished. Finished.
Well,
I
that
hate
makes
my
sense
first
from what
draft.
you said about like, yeah, you were like, I hate my first drafts. I'm
I
good at
hate
revising. So
them.
finished draft makes sense.
They are embarrassing. I hate my first drafts.
But I hear that's how they're supposed to be. You know, people are like, you're never gonna like your first draft. That's always the note that like I hear people like writers say.
Yes.
Okay, read to the end or DNF.
I used to be read to the end. These days I'm DNF. Life is too short.
Yeah, DNFing changed my life. I was like, what? I don't have to. What? It changed my life. Annotate or no annotation.
No annotation.
Okay.
Unless it's on my Kindle, I will highlight lines that I like.
Okay. Pre-order or buy. Okay, this is the last one too. Pre-order or buy a few days later.
Pre-order because I'm an author and I understand how much it means. um because publishers will literally give you or take away their support
Mm,
if they see like more pre-orders. Like, to be real with you, people were
what?
pre-ordering I Medusa and my publishers got excited and threw more support behind it, but I've seen them do the opposite.
Wow.
If you so This is for note for any of your favorite
Yeah.
authors. You see your favorite author put a book out, pre-order it because it shows the publisher, hey, this author is worth putting more like marketing and stuff.
Mhm.
So that, I mean, it's annoying because you don't get the book till later, but like it's important.
Yeah. So you heard that, guys. Pre-order them books. Luckily, I am financially irresponsible, so I pre-order everything, even if the cover, like, I could not read the synopsis if the cover looks gorgeous. Pre-order.
Or if you don't have the coins, because I understand it, like life is lifing,
Mhm.
request from your library. Because if libraries see a ton of requests, they'll
Yes.
buy more copies, and that also tells the publisher. Doesn't cost you
Yes.
anything.
Guys, take notes, okay? Take notes, especially when the author is black, okay? So I do think we have a little more time, so maybe we could take some questions from people in the, I don't know what to call it, audience? Is that audience?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Audience?
I'm looking too. I'm trying to. Oh, these comments
Yeah.
have been so great too. Thank you all for engaging.
Yeah.
Makes it so much
Seriously.
better. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys have been the best, like honestly.
And I'm really moved by the people who were sharing their stories about what they've experienced, because
Yeah,
it takes bravery even to share that publicly. So thank you.
exactly. So if you
Um,
guys have any questions for Ayana, just drop them into the chat, please.
somebody asked, the book about the journalist and the fake dating is my book. It's called Hawk and Sparrow. Of course, I don't have arcs yet. I don't have anything I can show you, but it comes out September 1st, and I'm gonna go on
Mm.
tour. I'll be able to share my cities soon, but I'm going on tour for it. So
Yes. We do have a question. Someone asked, what is brown noise? Actually, yes, I had that question too, I think.
so you know how there's how there's white noise, right? And it's like this
Hmm.
like whooshy sound. There's brown noise, pink noise. I found it on Spotify, and I feel like
Okay.
it's weird, but you can tell the difference because sometimes it's like a higher pitched whooshing sound, and sometimes it's a lower. And
Mm.
I just happen to like brown noise. It's like
Okay.
it's a soft, it's a like kind of a, but it's low, and so it kind of helps me
Mm.
tune out the world. And like I've got noise canceling headphones, and
Yeah.
it helps me focus. Like I can't hear my dogs or my spouse or the lawnmower
Hmm.
outside. It just helps me lock in.
Okay. No, I have to try that. I mean, I don't really listen to white noise either, but I'm definitely going to try the brown noise.
Yeah.
We do have a question. It said, any more hints about the historical figure or your take on, it says Medea, but I think Medusa is what they meant to say. It says, love your writing and been a fan since Beast of Prey.
Thank you.
That's from
Let's
It's
see.
Monet.
Hints about this figure. She was a real person. That's what I can say. I don't want to get too specific. There are people who are gonna probably figure it out, but she was a real
You would make a
person.
great spy with that answer. You make a great spy, okay? So they're real. They existed.
Well, because Medusa, there's a ton about her, but she wasn't real. So it's the opposite
Hmm.
this time. There's not a lot about this person, but they were a
Hmm.
real person.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I came in with the time. I didn't know my wig was askew. I've been chilling and
Mhm.
listening.
It still look good, girl. It still look good.
Yes.
This was so enlightening, inspiring, moving. Like, I don't even know. I feel like something in my soul like shifted in the right direction.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh my
thank you,
God.
thank you
Thank
guys.
you
You guys
so much.
are so passionate, so beautiful, amazing spirits. Like that just I
Thank
don't know.
you for putting this all together. Honestly, this
Yes.
is amazing what you're doing. Like amazing and
Oh no,
needed.
thank you so
Thank you.
much. So I'm always bad at ending these things, but I
Hmm.
do end it.
Okay.
I'll let you,
Imagine just pressing N.
yeah,
Okay.
I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, guys.